Hello friends, so today I want to talk to you about testing and pre-testing meals that you can add to your diet in order for you to be able to keep that caloric deficit that we all really want. Specifically to do with how to incorporate these meals and continue to observe weight loss. So one of the things I do is typically on Sunday, like today, I like to meal prep. I will do tomato soups or potato soups, or I will do some bread, or I would make sauce for red sauce for pasta, and I will also include in that arrangement, because it's all pre-thought, is less calorie snacks, which I will actually speak of in the next video on Thursday. So let's go back to the subject at hand, which is how do we test and pre-test? Well, what I do is typically obviously stick to that 1800 to 2000 calorie frame, and then decide based on that how I'm going to incorporate my breakfast and how I am going to incorporate my snacks. So let's pretend I have a big bag of potatoes, so I will buy a leek and then some chicken broth, and I would make the potato salad or potato soup. That is a wonderful thing to have on the run, like if you're working from home, or you can, or if you're taking something, like you can grab something, like I make sometimes empanadas from this is strictly interest. I don't want you to go and go and see and actually make it. I think there's value to also stick to meals that are more pre-made, which I will show you. But having everything that's available would give you an idea of how much to allocate during the week. It does take planning, and that's the subject I wanna really address today, because it typically it has to, and I know this is coming from a privileged position, because I'm able to sit down and actually work these things out. What am I gonna cook this week? What is it that I'm going to be making versus what can I have in terms of snacks, and in terms of what I can have midday and things like that. And that helps me so much stick to my routine, so much so that I continue to either stay in maintenance or lose a little bit of weight. Does that make sense? So, for example, this week I have a couple of I have stuff already that I've made, like red sauce I made a couple weeks ago. I have potato soup like I did a couple weeks ago. Today is all about the looking at my fridge. I have some cabbage. I'm thinking about making cutting all my cabbage or some of it, and using some of that to make coleslaw, which again you could also buy the dressing. You don't have to make it, and then what happens is that you put it in your any app that you have and it just keeps recording your caloric deficit. Does that make sense? So, but the whole idea is that at some point you do have to really organize, just like we all do. We all do have to organize our week, because it means something towards your days, like your Mondays or Tuesdays or Wednesdays, where things a little bit easier for us. I know that it is hard, and it was hard for me at the beginning. Believe me, I'm not giving you a recommendation that it's not something that I do every week, and that it was not hard. It was hard. However, I think once you get into a routine, it's the expectations of the non-negotiables, which is obviously on Sundays I get ready for my week. I do my laundry, I do my meal prep and all that. But having said that, I want to show you something. So these here are meals that are on sale at Food Basics. I'm not going to endorse anything. It's not the endorsement part of it. Is that some weeks are very challenging, extremely challenging. And what I do is I use these for lunch, and they are 320. Yes, the sodium is a little bit high, and the protein is not that good. But what I do is I add pre-made chicken. That's obviously if it's affordable, or if you can manage to buy from Costco. There's like a whole thing of like chicken breast. There's times when the pre-made stuff is cheaper, but the other times when you look at your flyers, that the actual stuff from Costco or just chicken breast is cheaper that way. So that day I boil chicken and I add it to this, and I use this sauce to add protein on it. So again, it's that pre-planning, pre-scheduling everything, making sure that you have things in containers in order for you to be able to grab and add and subtract. Because at these, while they're lifesavers, I have to tell you, there's Sundays where I really don't want to do anything. The bare minimum for me is doing my kids' laundry and my laundry, and just getting the groceries, and just that's it. I can't do anything more. And these are what saves my life. So again, I think it's very important to understand that in order for us to continue on weight loss, because some of us do have to do it for years and years, it's a change that is very deep rooted into organization, control, pre-planning, and making sure you continue to be mindful. Because where the wheels get all loose is when the pre-planning doesn't happen, and then you start going to a restaurant or McDonald's and things like that. And I am not dissing McDonald's in the least. I think it's valuable for those days that it's very busy. However, once a month, McDonald's is appropriate. Every day at that point in time, I think we need to sort of strategize how to eat at home more often, because it is cheaper, and it does fit into your caloric needs, and gives you more of an option for you to be able to have the 3 meals and the 2 snacks in between. Because that's important, because that meal, while I don't have any judgment to it, it's a meal. It's not good or bad. It just takes up so much real estate when it comes to your caloric deficit that you cannot possibly you would have to add very small meals in between, and that's it. And I cannot possibly live like that. So anyway, I hope this has helped. And tomorrow or later today, I will be talking about snacks. Have a good day.